So George, in relation to truth and reconciliation and stuff, when you think back in your life, can you think of some times where you experienced racism?
Yeah, I remember the first time it happened to me, and I was in elementary school, and I remember I was in the washroom, and I remember this kid came up to me. He was an older kid, and he came up to me and said, "Why are you washing your hands?" And I was like, "What?" And I didn't know what he meant at first. I was just wondering why he was saying, "Why are you washing your hands?" He said to me, and I said to him, "Well, what do you mean?" He said, "Well, you're a dirty Indian. There's no use in washing your hands." And that was the first time I remember ever feeling that, and it made me feel pretty crappy. I remember I was just a kid. I don't remember crying, but I do remember it had an effect on me, and it just made me feel bad. And I was thinking, yeah, that was the first time that ever happened for me.
So it was like a pretty powerful experience.
Yeah.
It really made you feel low.
It did, yeah. I never felt like that ever in my whole life till that moment when that kid came up to me. And I remember he was a bigger kid, so he must have been like grade 6 maybe, grade 5. I think I was in like grade 2, grade 3 maybe. And it just made me feel like crap after he said that.
Yeah, I can imagine. And what would you say to somebody who said, "Well, it was a long time ago, you should just get over it already"?
Yeah, I've heard that before. It hasn't been said to me, but I've heard people say that. It's but the way I kind of always think about that is like when someone says that to me, it's like if someone came to your house and let's say it was someone from a reserve that came to your house and broke into your garage and stole your quad or something like that, And then if I just said to that person, well, that's in the past, just get over it, I don't think they would like that, and it would make them feel bad, And when people say that to us, that's just in the past, get over it. It's the same feeling, It's like for us, it's still fresh. I think it goes kind of what I said, that we always live with that. This is our land, and it got stolen from us, kind of thinking, So like I said, when people say that, that's what I would like to say to them, or I think I have said that to some people, Well, how would you like it if I went and did this, and then I just told you, get over it,
part of me that now lives in heaven.
Part of me wish that I could be. You made me laugh and you brightened my day. I'll miss you, my friend. See you again someday. This life we live is but a small part of us. The choices can make a difference, the downs and the ups. Life is about family, friends, and the good things we do. Life is about treating others the way you want to be treated too. Your smile blessed others and those around you. My friend, I'm gonna miss you. I'll miss you, my friend. Tell you this I guarantee. Part of me I always wanted to be. You made me laugh and you brightened my day. I'll miss you, my friend. See you again someday. I'll miss you, my friend. Tell you this I guarantee. Part of me wish that I could be. You made me laugh and you brightened my day. I'll miss you, my friend. See you again someday. I'll miss you, my friend. See you again someday.
And what would you say, like, there's so much pain in the past with these issues. What would you say to someone like that? How can we start to move forward as peoples?
Well, I say this lots to people is that this truth and reconciliation, that we need to incorporate forgiveness in there. You know, I hear a lot of people, especially my people, talk about it, and I don't hear anyone forgiving. You know, and forgiveness is, yeah, you know, forgiveness is hard because it'll always come back to you. And I got a good story about that. It's one of my mom's stories, and she told me one time she was at a coffee store. I think you all know which coffee store I'm talking about here. It's a national one. She was at a coffee store, and she met one of the people that did something to her in I think it was in this school, the residential school. And she met this person, and you know, my mom, her whole life, she talked about, you know, forgiving and not holding on to that. But my mom said when she met this person in the coffee store there, all these feelings came rushing up, and she said it was really strange because this person just came up to my mom and she acted like they were friends, my mom said, and she said, and that was hard to do. She was like, oh, you know, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. You know, I hope you're doing good. And she was talking to my mom like they were friends, and my mom was looking at this woman, and my mom was thinking, I wanna choke you. You know, I wanna. Don't you remember what you did to me, and now you're acting like you're my friend? And then they parted ways. And then my mom said she went to the car and she started crying, you know. And she said it was strange for her because all these feelings started coming up again. Like she had to work through that process again of telling herself, I forgave this woman, I forgave these people. I'm not gonna hold on to that. I have a $5 bill here, and I did this with Cal. You know, $5 bill is what we usually get for treaty. Back in the day when we signed the treaty rights, we used to get $5, and you know, $5 back in the day would buy us probably groceries and buy us quite a few stuff, But nowadays, $5 is kind of a joke to our people nowadays, because what does $5 get me? Like 2 coffee? It barely buys me it won't buy me a meal at any fast food restaurant, and it'll buy me like a plain burger anywhere, and that's about it, So the $5 doesn't do much nowadays. Chips and a Coke is probably what I could buy with it too. So I wanted the $5 to represent something different, because I was thinking, and what I wanted to represent was, I wanted everybody out there to know that. How did I say this again? I wanted everyone out there to know that whenever you see a $5 bill, know that there's one First Nations man in all of Canada that forgives you. I hold nothing against you at all. Nothing. About the residential schools, about our land. I just want you to know that there's one First Nations man in all of Canada that forgives you. So whenever you see a $5 bill, remember that. Remember that this man here, standing here, forgives you, and I hold absolutely nothing against you. So that's what I wanted this $5 bill to represent. And I plan to put this $5 bill in this speech that I just said at my place where I work at, and just have it hanging on the wall, so if anyone walks in, and they'll see what I said. And then I just want anyone to know that there's one First Nations man that holds nothing against you. I forgive you, and just know that. So, yeah.
Wow, it's powerful.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing, and let's hope our people can start to learn to work together in peace.
That's for sure. Yeah, that's kind of what I aim for. Is for.
It's quite an honor to come and speak about George and give just a little bit of maybe what some of you guys never see at home or otherwise in the community about who George was. But I'm very honored to share about George. George served for in the Pine Creek School Division for the past 8 years. To be more correct, actually, George served the staff and students of Pine Creek for the last 8 years. You see, that was the way he lived his life. He cared for other people. Always. George will be known and remembered forever, I'm sure, for being very kind. If someone is having a hard time, a hard day, things aren't going well, George would often notice and spend the time to sit and spend time with you. George is also funny. I wish I could remember some of his jokes, but they're the kind of things where you halfway's grown, but they're definitely funny. And I think George will also always be remembered by the student body and staff for saying very timely and inspirational things. Sometimes we'd have an assembly in the gym here, and students would sit on the floor, and they may have listened to maybe a staff member or two speak a little too long about something that was not particularly interesting to them. And George would ask for a minute or two at the end, and he'd get up and he'd speak for a minute or two and say, have some kind of quote or some kind of story to tell that left you going, oh, it was worth my time being here. I'm glad I listened to him. And he clearly has my good and the intent and the good of this school in his mind. But I think the most significant way, and it's very fitting that the award is named after George and given out this year, the most significant thing I think he brought to the world, and particularly to this school, was his ability to connect people. George taught me a lot about reconciliation. He was my closest Indigenous friend that I went to ask for questions and understanding, and even I had to ask for forgiveness on some things that we had sat on the board together, and I didn't do well. I didn't stand up for him when I should have. And I feel very honored that he received that well and taught me many good things. And I think it'd be very fitting to recognize that that is his chief way of recognizing or of honoring his creator. And I'm very pleased to announce and to give this award tonight to Hannah Ferguson.